Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 8, 5.10. This is the Sanatan Satya, or eternal truth. In other words, the infinite being which has always been. It has no such description as it was in the past, or it is in the present, and it will be in the future. The human mind uses his changing, temporary, apparent, unapparent, birth-bound, time-bound, and bound by the end of time mental knowledge, with which, using his lips or mouth, he speaks the words that there has been a past and now it is the present, and there will be a future after some time, or at the end of time. So the words past, present, and future are words uttered by a human being with his temporary, dying mental consciousness, which out of his ego sense or ignorance says, everything is in the present, and everything was in the past, and everything will be in the future. But the ego sense excludes himself, calling himself an individual personality, body form, who has nothing to do with the past, present, and future, totally forgetting he is also one of the appearances in the present, which must be in the past and will be in the future. A human being is so confined with his knowledge that the world begins in the past, remains in the future, and dies at the end of the future. He does not know that the external existence, consciousness, bliss has been forever. This is what the realized one, Krishna, or whoever has realized says, "My dear Arjun, please know that your question, doubt, and skepticism is confined only by your body, senses, intellect, mind, or ego personality, the form, the body. The eternal presence, supreme existence, truth has been so unchanging that it does not begin in the past, so the past never begins. And this unchanging truth is never born in the present time, so it has never begun, and thus the unchanging truth will never begin in the future. So whenever the future ends, truth never ends, because this unchanging truth has never begun. The mental knowledge of a human being has the beginning of its thinking, which speaks of time and says, time began in the past, time is found to be in existence in the present, and time lasts only up to the end of the future, then time dies. Therefore, all the forms in time die. Even space, which is in time, dies. Because of this human being, his limited thought, which appears in his mind, knowledge has made time and space, and the things and forms in time and space by imagination or by fluke. For him, even imagination is found in time and space, just because he sees his head and body born and presently grown up. He futurizes that his body will die. Thus, because of birth, every human being has unfolded the mind that begins, stays, goes off in the evening, again appears in the morning, and certainly dies when his head is put in the grave or is burnt in the fire of good. This is the description and personality of a human being, which is so limited, having two dimensions, birth and death, and it is very temporary. As long as he lives, the human being remains ignorant of the fact which is eternal presence, supreme, unchanging truth forever, without beginning, with present, in future, and after future ends, because when man's visible body life ends, his construct of past, present, and future, with his descriptions of the things in time and space, in all the millions of books, ends or remains nowhere. So the human being says that before his past, the truth was nowhere, and after his future ends, truth will be nowhere. And his limited vision of the truth is so limited that truth is only whatever is in front of his eyes, here and now, whatever is practically visible and can be made use of. Whereas Krishna says, your time, my dear Arjun, or unrealized person, begins in the past, and your idea of the beginning is just a changed manifestation of the unchanging. But you say that that which is born is the beginning and unchanging. And this unchanging beginning of yours, which is the existing body, changes into nothingness for you when it dies or meets its end in your future. So you must know and accept that you are limiting yourself, which is infinite existence without beginning, without end. When I say yourself, I mean your truth, which is unchanging because it is without beginning, without increase, without decrease, and without destruction or death. You can check by closing your eyes and using the watcher or knower who is always there even though you have forgotten. After closing your eyes, you must surrender your forgetfulness to the watcher. And as a watcher, you know that watcher alone has been in eternal presence. And watcher is watching, because the watcher is in the watching also. So the watcher is watching the space with closed eyes, which you as a person do not know with open eyes. Because that which you call space when you use your eyes and see your vision is the space that is in time, and that immediately dies when you close your eyes. The space that remains after you close your eyes is that which is being watched by the watcher as himself. It can be said, the watcher is he. So watching is he, and that which is being watched is he. That is eternal space, eternal truth, which cannot be cut by weapons because it is indestructible. It cannot be burned by fire because it is indestructible. It cannot be made wet or dissolved in water because it is indestructible. And it cannot be blown by wind because this eternal space is indestructible because it is out of time. It does not begin when your time begins as you describe it with your mental knowledge, which is limited and born as physical along with the visible physical body. This time that you make ends as soon as you close your eyes, and that very moment your mind also ends. Then the person with closed eyes becomes united with this space, with the power of your eternal truth, true self, or true awareness existence, because you have closed your eyes and you are watching as the watcher in front of your eyes with their two eyebrows on the top, especially when the eyelids are closed. You are knowing now with closed eyes that which was always truth and remained hidden. You are watching the space fully alive and knowing that its quality, characteristics, or nature is unchanging truth. I say that you have gained the knowledge of Supreme Being. This is your realization of your eternal presence, the ultimate knowledge, which has never begun, so it is never going to die. And whenever you forget after opening your eyes, because the sight of eyes is capable only of watching the space under the sky in the light of the sun, and the sun arises or emerges from space, then you can again close your eyes and watch in front of your closed eyes yourself as the watcher, eternal watching, eternal, and the space being watched, eternal. That eternal consciousness existence says that it is you or I forever united as one being. Thus, having realized, you will have no such confusion that you keep nurturing now and then because your eyes have never been closed. Whenever you are with open eyes and doubt arises, you just close your eyes and see that doubt is gone because there is no limited knowledgeable mind existence because your eyes are closed. This is the technique of making the mind at peace, or bringing about the disappearance of the mind just by closing the eyes. But your habit of mind-eye has so seeped into your body that the total being of your body has become one ego existence, the I, which is temporary, because as long as the eyes remain open, it is there in the waking state. But in deep sleep, when the eyes are closed and the waking state is terminated, there is no identification of your body as I. Rather, it is pure peace because I, the mind, is not there. But, dear Arjun, with open eyes remain forgetful of the fact of pure being, the self, and you remain knowledgeable only of your body existence, making the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and chin as your reality, which is being imagined by you. With open eyes, you always retain the knowledge of your imaginary body, or I, or body, and I together, or ego, intellect, mind, senses, and actions of the body together. With this limited knowledge of I, with open eyes, you have been living with the forms in the world, which are born and will end or die, and you became falsely sure that your I is eternal. This is your unrealized, forgetful, ignorant view of yourself, who is right there for your forever when you close your eyes and watch. Swami Sham, being in the space of Krishna, having realized eternal existence, says that you, Arjun, are me as eternal existence or truth, Sanatan Shaswat Sat, And this can be realized just by closing the eyes and watching for some time, having the knowledge of your reality, repeating at heart, Amaram Ham, Madhuram Ham, Amaram Ham, Madhuram Ham. I am eternal, indestructible truth, pure, free, forever. In this age of all human beings, this is the only technique that you have to use. All human beings will call it the knowledge or meditation of I am eternal truth. Pay attention to the watcher for only 7 to 10 minutes according to your yog, balyan, or the power of yourself, the eternal unity which is always there. If you want to be at peace and have the knowledge of truth, then you have to use the technique Amaram Ham, Madhuram Ham. With the closed eyes, know and meditate, I am indestructible, Adhiyagya, Akshar Brahma, all that there is. So the whole is me and I am the whole. Eternal self, unborn, unchanging, undying. Amaram Ham, Madhuram Ham.